Yo. Anyways, we got Matan Torah coming up. Attempt to give over some stuff that I learned. The truth is learning a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I remember anything, but some beautiful stuff in Dvar Malchus. Rebbe's talking about, that Chilek Mama Mamash, or Chilek Mama Mamash. Hashem is with us. Hashem is one with us, and when we do things here, Lamata, it affects the worlds above, and it creates, we create the reality before us. Chulu. So Yom Yom was talking about, what was the Yom Yom talking about again? Yom was talking about, let me open up today, Yom. Machshava Dibor Maseh, that, lead regeneration, as we talk about Mashiach Tzidkenu over here, but let's see. Lead regenerations can, let's see what it's on. The evil truths out there is delivered teaching. Consequences of Moshe Rabbeinu. So we talk Moshe Rabbeinu's the leader of regeneration. Moshe Rabbeinu's Gam. Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. Shnei Mashiachim bring the Geula. Zor Geula talks with Shnei Mashiachim bring Geula. Together with Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu is both the soul of both the Mashiachs. Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. One thing I was thinking about in the Shor Bor of Levitan, is referring to Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben Yosef is known as, like the written in Navi, is known as Kedusha, Kol Kadosh Etzlo, Kodesh HaKadoshim, Gelu Elikus. So we're talking about the Levitan, checks with his fins, checks the Shor Bor. Shor Bor is, we know that Shor Bor is Mashiach ben David, who's Tachtona, bring down the Gula Tachtona. Mashiach ben David is like Inyan Shlomo Melech, David Melech, more Inyan Shlomo Melech. We know that Mashiach comes from Dafim Shlomo. Shlomo is the blueprint of Beis Malchus David. Is the closest thing to the Gula Shnevis meeting that we had until now. Now we can create this reality of actual shleimut, shlomo, shleimut, the gula shleimut midis that we actually manifest, that we actually see with our blind eyes and deaf ears is already here a long time ago. Chulu. What's the inyan that Mashiach ben Yosef shechs the Shor Bor, the Levitan shechs Shor Bor, shechs Mashiach ben David shechs the Satan or the Satnut. Because Mashiach ben Yosef, perfect tzaddik, Kodesh Kedoshim. So it doesn't have the Mashiach ben David is Mitzoira, has his on Nagabo, but Mashiach ben Yosef is lo Naga, perfect tzaddik, like the Navi talks about. Mashiach ben Yosef is the perfect tzaddik. So it's in B'Kedusha. I was just thinking about this. One of the things I was thinking about B'Kedusha, Mashiach ben Yosef. The Kedusha, Shor Bor, this is the fins. When Mashiach ben David transferred energy, like I was just watching a show of Rebbetzin Liel, that Rebbetzin Eden, to transfer, is in them to transfer in the Shefa that Kodesh Baruch Hu was in as Shvuas, the Shefa that Kodesh Baruch Hu brings the Shefa, is the infinite Shefa that's coming down to us, the Brachot. Hashem Mizbach is giving to us the Shvuas. We just have to open up, create the Kelim, open up our hand, Petech Yedecha, V'Zbil L'Chocha Haratzon. So when this energy is a shtus l'kedusha, that's what's Eitz HaShittim in Beit HaMikdash. Eitz HaShittim, the inyan shtus l'kedusha. So inyan, the Rebbe talks about another sikha, was the inyan that Kodesh Baruch Hu creates, is the inyan of Sodom and Gomorrah. That Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't destroyed because of their perversions, but was destroyed rather because they were against Takav, Melech of Takav Mishpat. So they were against Takah when they tied up the woman and they were against first you see against the Lot's wife didn't know how to do Achnaz Zorchim, didn't want to give past the salt, so Kodesh Baruch Hu fachata the salt. Shani shecha or shala ma'ala Kodesh Baruch Hu fechet chalein. So this is inyan anivut. העניין של grapes או grapes, הגיע הזמן גאולה אסכם. והנביאים הגיע הזמן גאולה אסכם. Where was I? as a Sodom and Gomorrah, Hashem destroyed them because they were against Taka. And if someone's against Taka, so they lose their right to exist. The Rebbe brings in Sicha Parshas Lech Lecha, I believe. Where was I keep on losing my train of thought. So yeah. So the Inyan Shvuah, Shepherd's energies, Hashem lifting us up. So the Rebbe Levi's teachers, God commands Moshe Rabbeinu a few days before the people were to receive the Torah, you should sanctify them today. So Moshe has the ability, because the Moshe, with those, we have a little Moses within us, like the 8-day song, and we have a little bit of Mashiach, spark of Mashiach within us. Mashiach gives a spark within us, and Mashiach is to uplift us, has the power to uplift us. But you can only bring the camel to the water. The camel has to drink itself. So it says we have to light that spark. Like the Rebbe says, when someone came to the line and asked the Rebbe, what are you? Rebbe says, a lamp lighter, because the Rebbe reveals what you have within you. But it's a self like baloscha. The flame has to rise up itself. So you can leak the flame. The Rebbe says, I bring a match. I'm the lamp lighter bringing a latch, but you have to light the flame, and you have to keep that flame flying high. And so the Rebbe comes to sanctify you and to lift you up and brings you to the water. But you should sanctify them tomorrow, and they should launder their garments. It wasn't in launder their garments. So you should sanctify them today, and tomorrow is granted from above. But laundering one's garment must be done on one's own. Is machshavot dibor maaseh. So we have to partner with Hashem Yisrael Shituf. Is the inyan of Shavuos as well. Shituf pula with Hashem Yisbach. Is the inyan shechatuna with Hashem Yisbach. We Hashem's bride. Ani l'doidi v'doidi li. I'm my beloved's mine. So we have to, we say na'aseh v'nishma. It's the inyan na'aseh v'nishma. It's a whole inyan that we have to create from below. We have to partner with Hashem. It's the same thing. Mana Mishemai. Everything's mana Mishemai. Hashem is doing everything. The Goddess creates this distortion. Shekers is otiyot. Crooked otiyot. Shekers tamidi. Paul Emet stands forever. Em going to follow v'nachna gam namasoydod. Was the inyan the mana Mishemai? The Rebbe asks why didn't Hashem just put it straight into our stomachs? Hashem wants us to shatap pula with us, like the famous line goes, you do a little bit, open up a little bit, and Hashem will open up the big gates with Beis Hamikdash Hashishi, chulu, 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 amen. And inyan miyad of Shavuos is all about miyad. Moshe Rabbeinu, Matan Torah is Moshe Rabbeinu. Yud Yisrael Baal Shem Tov. This is Emes Hakatimai. I forgot it. I can't forget the words, but the point is when your wellspring spread forth. And wellspring spread forth, we have shliach of the Rebbe. Naomi Campbell's, when Naomi Campbell's is shliach of the Rebbe, so the wellsprings are spread forth. The Gula Shleimus and Midas is already here a long time ago. You just have to open up your blind eyes and deaf ears, man. Hashem gave you pea brain for a reason. Where was I? Where's my train of thought? I keep losing my train of thought. Yeah. So we have to make avodah. We have to shatep pula with Hashem Yisbarach. And this is inyani. I was reading about the great schut. It's learning Torah. It affects the Rebbetzin Leil says it affects your Torah for the whole year in the great schut. I read in another place that that Hashem takes away all. There's an ein menaget, like the Rebbe talks about in when we learn Chassidut. Ein menaget. It also says the inyan three how many days is 365? 364 is 364 is Gematria Satan. Another is Gematria Satan, that the Satan ain't Satan be Yom Kippur. So it says, but the Satan has no power. I think the previous Yom says the Satan has no power on Matan Torah because the Matan is a gift from Hashem. So when we kabel that gift from Hashem and we sit and learn Torah and we stay up as much as we do what we can, we take our small steps. And Kodesh Baruch gives us, we can't live a finger without Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Love you, Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, for everything. Then Hashem gives us this kochot. And then we have, nullify the power that the Satan has. And Satan has power 364 days and 9 Yom Kippur. So also we take away the Satan's power on Shavuot when we kabel the Torah from Hashem Yisbarach. Ein menagid. Same as the Inyan, same as we learn Chassidus, Ein menagid. We have Inyan and part of Shalom Nafshi. Like Riyadh states, if we knew the power with Tehillim, we wouldn't Tehillim David HaMelech. We wouldn't stop saying, we wouldn't cease from our lips. His powers go straight to Hashem's Ra'im and again. And Shunavah is no. When I say to him, miracles left, right, and center, chulu, chulu, chulu. So. The land of so we got the milk, we got the cheesecakes, the land of milk and honey. This is a machdu inyan shamachdu, because you have the Torah Elyon, the holy land above the rivers, the holy land above. And we go to the the land of milk, there's the land of Torah, and we enter the Otiot Torah, mitzvah tzavs, is a chabud Hashem Yisbarach relationship, like Rabbi Sandil was talking, the relationship between us and Hashem Yisbarach. We admitted our relationship because we're learning Torah with Hashem Yisbarach. This is why we stay up the whole night learning Torah. We rise above the many raging waters of the world. We entered the Otiot Torah, another inyan. So we have my Ma'am Loch Chobot Ava Nafshish Yeshlenu Hashem Yisbarach Aleinu, and we see this with the whole inyan Matan Torah, Kiryat Yamsuf. Right now the engagement of Hashem Yisbarach, engagement of Jewish people, Hashem Yisbarach. We see that now. You see in the news, it's all messages from the king and the hints from the king, because the king doesn't have to talk. Just hints does. You see in the news, you have this engagement, this wealthy guy, Peter, who's getting engaged, and this and that. All these engagements happening, Peter. What's all these engagements? And the coronation too, the coronation, the T-level coronation, this is the coronation shekers, and now we have the coronation of Melech HaMashiach. That Hashem coronates Hashem already. Mashachet Melech HaMashiach a long time ago. But this is all in it to wake up, that Hashem's waking us up, the great shofar, why don't we hear the great shofar, great shofar of Hashem Yisbarach, the great Takiyah of Hashem Yisbarach. So all these things happening around us. And all these hints Hashem is giving to us. Gula is here a long time ago. You have to B'zat Hashem manifest and see the where the Beit is. A person is married, have the Beit Hamikdash Shalom Bayit B'toch Habayit Shechanti B'tochem. So Shechina B'tochem. So each and every one of us we Kodesh et Atzmeinu. And we have a schafiyam, we come closer, Hashem, so we give that carbon of taivos and Yetzarat, Hashem Yisbarach, and we transfer that energy to Kedusha, and we do shtus to Kedusha, like the Leviathan, with the fins of his Kedusha, and Shech the Shor B'Bor, instead of a shore bor, hanging out wherever, in Vegas or something, or Hawaii. No, Hawaii is good. Harley's in Hawaii. Mashiach is sitting at Vadut with Kedusha, Mashiach ben Yosef. We know Chai v'Kayam, that not just the Rebbe and all the tzaddiks, Chai v'Kayam, that galus, his galus is happening all the time. It's galus of the Rebbe, it's galus of Melech HaMashiach, Tzidkenu, Mashiach ben David and Mashiach ben Yosef, Moshe Rabbeinu. It's always happening. It's happening around us. It's happening. The ones we're the Rebbe and the tzaddikim, Miskaleh, Etzader Chasidim. When they think the thoughts of the tzaddik and talk the Torah of the tzaddik, and the actual tzaddik is standing right there, very scary. You don't want to think about this too much, because if you're actually sitting face to face with the Rebbe, you might need a couple of bottles of arak first. I'm sitting, all these guys, it's all these big, everybody's, oh yeah, whatever, everybody, big mouths. But, if I'm sitting, I'm sitting at 770, I'm sitting in the corner, I'm making a l'chaim from the corner. I guess my father's friend. My father have Aliyah in the Shamal, Avram Alev and Chaim Aaron, have Aliyah in the Shamot. As my father's friend, he went to a million Yechidut with the Rebbe, I said, so what did the Rebbe tell you? He said, what are you, crazy? Do you remember what the Rebbe said to you? I remember I was waiting in line when I was a little kid, and I don't remember ever seeing the Rebbe's face. You see just orot. You don't see, I remember the Rebbe's new shoes. I remember the Rebbe walking. I could see I was a little kid. So I remember the Rebbe's with new shoes walking, because I was under, hang out under the tallis and stuff, run all over the place. But I was standing right face to face with the Rebbe. I don't remember the Rebbe, I got the dollars, I got the kunchusim from the Rebbe, but, it was the Rebbe's orot. Rebbe's orot shel Hashem is galus shel Hashem is Rav. We know Torah is Hashem megalet etzmo derech kedusha and derech Torah, and we see this with the Rebbe. And we see the miracles the Rebbe was doing, obviously, together with Hashem is Galus, Hashem is Barach, was impossible, all these things, whatever. I'm not going to get into this. We already know all this stuff. People look into this, already understand all these in your name. So in Yana Matan Torah, go back to Matan Torah. So we have this, the engagements. We see the Siman of engagements. Now right now we're in engagements. The Matan Torah is the marriage. This is why women want such a big, Hashem. But the whole, it makes more sense, just put it into the marriage, instead of these usual. But the reason it's knocked into the mind, the same thing is the mahut. The mahut shel Yehudi is the mahut. They like ala eish. Why like ala eish? Is ala eish kumbayat ala eish. The leveim singing. The barbecues, the Beit HaMikdash, everything, this is who we are. This is our mahud. This is coming from our soul. So the same thing, women, they always want these big fancy weddings, and what do you want the big weddings? Because the chuppah between Am Yisrael and Hashem Yisbarach is a big fancy wedding on Har Sinai. So it's locked into our psyche, man. We just go on the one in Yan, we just bring out because Kashors, we send Mahut Yehudis, we say Etzim Yehudis. One of the ways we identify Jews is like Rav Chaim says the Inyan Gever, Milas Chasad and Bashmanut and Rachmanut is Inyan Shel Yehudi. So it's a side point. So we get in the engagement. So Kiryat Yamsuf is like the shidduch, is just meeting, just to meet. Hashem has to do Kiryat Yamsuf just to meet the B'sheret. Hashem has to do Kiryat Yamsuf because she's too busy. She's Mount Everest, too busy doing her hair and nails. Doesn't give a damn about Maybe she gives a damn about the K2000 or Dyson 2000. But her husband, who the hell? Whatever. Anyways, so Matan Torah is the wedding, because the marriage is infinitely harder than the shidduch. You have to do Kiryat Yamsuf just to find the shidduch, and for the engagement, what do you have to do for a successful marriage? Matan Torah. And you see, even after Matan Torah, I'm not going to talk about it because, apple of Hashem's eyes, I don't want to piss off Hashem. But we know what happened, with the Chet Egel. It's like the cheating story. We just get into that for a second. It just shows the infinite love that Hashem has towards us. Hashem says, make a new nation out of for Moses. Sounds like a good deal. But right away Moshe says no. He gives us etzim. He goes etzim. Doesn't even mention Parshat Tetzaveh. Hashem doesn't even mention. I believe it's Parshat doesn't even mention Moshe's name. It's etzim Moshe. What's the etzim Moshe? Chel Mama Mamesh. Is it Hashem is Barach Ilu talking to himself? Is there go no? It's Chel Mama Mamash. Melech is the same thing. Inyan Melech HaMashiach, Melech Elyon, Melech Tachton B'Yachad. Hashem is Barach B'Atzmo. It's the same thing with Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, Mashiach ben Yosef is the soul of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, and and Moshe Rabbeinu together. They all bring the Gula together. Chulu, chulu, chulu. So the Inyani, look also the Inyani. So this is a part. You take Moshe Rabbeinu's names and you backwards, and you have Hashem. So and the Rebbe comes and brings in Dvar Malchus talking the levels of Mashiach Tzidkeinu, and the levels is one of the sikhos of Dvar Malchus Rebbe Ma'al Yud Kei Vav together with the Atzmut, together with Hashem Yisbach himself, just to understand these inyanim. So in inyan lezazel apam, anybody who stupid doesn't have pachad Elohim. Well, well, whatever. We won't even focus on that. But getting caught up with it, so it just shows the infinite love and that Hashem has towards us, and my that and we see that Hashem is talking to himself. With the conversation between him and Moses, actually Hashem is talking to himself. Hashem is making a point, and and this is the Ugula, Dir B'Tachtonas, Hashem is coming down, revealing himself, Gelu Elokuz, Basi Lagana Chosikala, is only a Matan Torah, and the Shepherd Hashem is brings us the Shvuos. In Chalav 2 is Gemacha 40 days, 40 saz is Metaher Olam, is Mikvah's Tod, Metaher Olam, 40 saz Shamik for 40 days. You see 40 days of the Mabel, the Metaher, the world, Chulu. Let's see what else I want to say. I think I got my points across. It shows how committed Hashem Yisbach is towards Am Yisrael, how much the infinite love Hashem Yisbach has towards us. So thank you, Hashem. Love you, Hashem. And with the Gula Shlem Amitis Gula Shlem Amitis is the culmination of this, all this, and all the, like I would say, not the schut of anybody today, not our schut that we should have Gula Shlem Amitis, not our schut, we should have Beis Midrash Ashlishi, when the schut of Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov, the schut of the Rebbe. There are plenty of tzaddikim, and even today there's plenty of tzaddikim that Megillah Lahem, and plenty tzaddikim doing amazing things, and plenty tzaddikot doing amazing things. We know the humbleness of Moshe. Where does the humbleness of Moshe come from? The humbleness of Moshe comes from in fact, you saw this generation, how even with all the Choshem Mechufelet, how we sit and we're dedicated to Hashem Yisrael, just like Ruth. We're watching this, just like the Ruth dedication of Ruth. So we're all in the nation in Ruth. We're all God Kodosh Hashem Yisbrach, and come to priests and nations of the world, shine light to the nations of the world, all nations under Hashem Yisbrach. See dedication of Ruth was the comfort from her comes Melech HaMashiach. And her dedication to Yadut, and Hashem Yisbarach, Chulu. So in their schut, Nashim Tzidkanyot, Neganu v'Negel, in their schut, and schut of all the tzaddikim, tzaddikot, Megillah Lahem, may Hashem reveal to us that we're already sitting at the Sudat Mashiach, already sitting with the Shor Bebor and Livyasan, and already sitting drinking wine with the Melech Mashiach, and may Hashem open up our blind eyes and deaf ears to see that the Gula Shlem Mitis is already here. Alright, I guess let's just finish over here. Let's just like Shnei Zalman, let's see states, we live at our times. So let's see the Yom of today, Chamesh Sivan, tomorrow's Man Torah. It means delivered our Torah portion, Chumash Tilim Tanya, Chitas is also conduits to blessings, Zor, Halach, Chulu, Gelu Elokus, Hashem Zvrach, Ein Nom V'Ado, Zam Chosher Ram B'Or, but Gelu Elokus is B'Kedusha. So let's see the final part of this Hayom Yom. That was the entire teaching. The Tzemach Tzedek pointed out that the command you should sanctify was directed to Moshe. Now there is an extension motion in every generation, and these tzaddikim in every generation have the power to sanctify one today and tomorrow, to light our lamps. This is an inyan. I just think say this really quick. I said it in the past. It's always an inyan of it's the inyan motion every generation. There's also inyan. There's always an inyan motion every generation. Chai v'kayam. Moshe doesn't die. Tzaddik lo med. Ein tzaddik shemet. Moshe Rabbeinu talks in Zohar Kadosh. Moshe Rabbeinu is always in the guf gashmi. The same thing with other tzaddikim is always Ibor, the Guf Gashmi is to Mechubar, the Chasidim Shalem is always Mitgaleh, they're always Mitgalim. So all these processes always happen. The process of Gula is always happens, ready in the Shleimut, and process of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, B'yachad always happens. The process is always happening. Just open up your blind eyes and deaf ears so that you're able to see it. And come to the manifestation of Beit HaMikdash HaShlishi, Mamash, where we can see it with our physical eyes and hear it with our ears. So let's just finish over here. And these tzaddikim in every church have the power to sanctify ones today and tomorrow. And this, however, the people at large must launder their garments. So these processes are always happening. We always have to become better. Like if someone came to the Rebbe, he was in line by the Rebbe and said he wants to be the Rebbe's chassid, but the Rebbe demands too much or it's too difficult. So the Rebbe said to him, whoever strives to be a little bit better today than he was yesterday can call himself my chassid. This is the whole inyan to learn the garments. What's these garments? Is the soul's garments, thought, speech, and action. Mashava dibor maaseh, to always be moving forward, and how do we to move forward to a better place. Sumarava said tov. How do we move forward? Keep it simchat tetzeh, v'shalom tuv levav, and song and dance, with the tamarins, was it Kiryat Yamsuf? Like the woman did a Kiryat Yamsuf. And this, every Indian must do himself as a cheshbon nefesh. The body do his bananu, the body do the elyon, cheshbon nefesh, Kiryat Shema Shamita. Always to look at yourself to better yourself and to be better. In the Inyan Torah as well. My mashpia years ago said, Pinya, what did he say to me? He said to me that the Torah is above all to an extent. Talmud Torah Kulo, the wise Torah is always the most important to learn Torah before everything else. Because Torah affects you. And if a person is not affected by Torah, the Torah makes you a better person, thought, speech, and deed. Inyan Aman Torah, we're always receiving new Torahs. Also, Inyan Torahs, Rav Doron, she was talking to the Torah. Torah's Chadash Yitzem Piv, Inyan Torah's Chadash Yitzem Piv. When we say Chidushim, and we're connected to Torah truth, we're connected to the Rebbe, we're connected to Tzadikim. This is the Inyan Torah Chadash Yitzem Piv. And he was saying that someone's connected to the Rebbe. Chassid the Rebbe is as if the Rebbe is saying himself, the Rebbe is connected to you. So, I forgot what I was saying. So it's the whole inyan. The Torah affects you, like Pinyan was saying. The Torah has an effect. Torah doesn't have an effect. You're obviously not learning Torah. So Torah automatically is a real Torah. Torah is emes. It's the inyan Torah. You always want to find emes. I was just talking to my friend about that. You can go here, you can go there. We always have to, the answer is always Hashem Yisbarach. We always have to go to Hashem Yisbarach. When a person wants to know, the Rayat states in Yom Yom, Rayat is stating we want to know the difference in Sumer Avasato. We want to know the differentiations. There's lots of Bibulim in the world. What's demonic Satan and what's Emet. So we can look at what's the outcome going to be. If that's because all his ways are pleasant breeze with derech hatak norms, so the ways of pleasant breeze, and if the outcome is going to be pleasant, peaceful. So this is the emes. But if we want to know even more, we go to Torah's emes. We get the messages. So Chabani can go into the Igros HaKodesh, they're writing to the Rebbe's. You go, Hashem is talking to us with Chitas, and Yom is talking to us through, seeming through everything, and everything is Midiyeket, and everything Hashem is communicating with us. But Hashem is Galev, Torah Kedosha. So if we come into Torah, specifically that days, and this is what Baal Tanna means. It means we live with our times. Specifically these days, is answering us directly. Sofim Kol HaMalikom is answering on infinite levels. This is where Hashem is Barak. So we want to know Emet, and we want to go on the right path, and we go, so the truth is found in Torah Emes. And it's always with Hashem Yisbarach. Torah Emes, Hashem Yisbarach, Chulu, Chulu, Chulu. So that's it, man. We all have an awesome Shvuot. And some good cheesecake. Best Shvuot ever. And God bless you all the brachot. In peace, calm, love, harmony, joy, kol tov, kol tov, kol tov, kol yeshuot, kefayin, kol brachot, toinim, kol gula pratis, gula shalom zmitim, shir besmit Hashem bezbaruch, jebir kurban shalom melech menalim v'vayalein v'oin tzar barachu. Amen v'memen kol am Yisrael, amen v'memen ken yotzon amen azad levet. Lechaim lechaim v'levacha v'livacha, bli levacha en bracha ve'en chaim. Bli lechaim en shum davar. Lechaim, 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 lechaim levocha. May God bless us all. Baruch Adonai Melech Haolam Shakol Niyah Bevo. A good in Yom Tov. Azoibi supposed to be lechaim, lechaim, lechaim levocha. May God bless.